started now. My name is Kamaria Burrow, and I'm a senior marketing manager at Amazon, leading educational events for the Amazon Influencer Program. I'd like to welcome you to our second virtual event of the year with our co-host, the Creative Collective NYC. Today's webinar, Innovating with Influence, will touch on all things Amazon Influencer Program, from joining the program, uploading content, setting up your storefront, and the benefits of being a member. Today, you'll hear directly from two influencers who are in our program, who you see here, Nita Danielle and Chanel Tyler. Nita Danielle is a Dallas-based curvy fashion and beauty blogger. Her platform is dedicated to encouraging women to look and feel their best no matter their size. She's also the winner of the American Influencer Awards Fashion Hall Influencer of the Year. Nita is a mom to a lively 4-year-old who keeps her on her toes. She's also a lover of wine, R&B, music, and a great pair of lashes. Welcome, Nita, and thank you for joining us today.
Hey, glad to be here.
A graduate of Spelman College and Columbia Business School, Chanel Tyler is a dynamic leader within the tech and beauty industries. She is the lead for the beauty and communities verticals on YouTube's large partner team, overseeing partnerships and strategies that directly impact beauty creators and diverse creator communities. Prior to joining YouTube in 2020, Chanel was the director of local and cultural relevancy at Estee Lauder Companies for the North American region. Chanel's experience expands far beyond her professional career. With a specific focus on skincare and skin health, Chanel has curated a safe space for a highly engaged community of beauty lovers, where she approaches important, inclusive, and engaging topics through meaningful content. Welcome, Chanel.
Hi, happy to be here.
So to get started, Chanel has been a member of the Amazon Influencer Program for over 2 years, and Nita has been a member for over 5 months. One thing that stood out about them was their robust storefronts, which we'll talk more about now. So if you attended our first event with the Creative Collective NYC, you heard about the Amazon Influencer Program, but today we're going to go a little deeper. So to go over what we'll talk about, how the tools provided by the Amazon Influencer Program can help you build a successful and rewarding business recommending Amazon products and services to your followers, ways to inspire your customers to shop your curated Amazon storefront, including live streams, shoppable photos, and videos, other ways you can engage your followers and monetize content. For example, some of you may qualify to be featured across the Amazon website and on product and special event pages. So I've said more than enough so far, and I'd love to pass it to Nita and Chanel for you all to hear more about the program from them. My first question for both of you is, why should creators or entrepreneurs participate in the Amazon Influencer Program? And if you have any success stories to share from your experience.
Who you want to get off? Nita, you want to go or you want me to go?
You can go ahead.
Okay. What I like most about the Amazon Influencer Program is you get like total creative autonomy and creating very fun and like easy ways for your community to shop. And like there's no limit to how many shops or lists you can create. And the great thing about this for me is because so many people already have Amazon kind of woven into their daily shopping behavior, it's like such a great place to engage and drive conversion. So it's like, I probably like outside of my Amazon storefront, I buy things from Amazon every single day. So it's great because there's always like already a huge community of consumers that are interested in purchasing and like want recommendations and want to find things that really work for their daily lives. Another great thing about it is you can also like go live and create all of these shoppable content streams that allow you to not only weave yourself and your personality into it, so it becomes much more than like just add the cart from like the simple list. It's like allows you to really integrate who you are and what your platform is about into the Amazon platform. And the great thing is people are really also on Amazon kind of consuming content the same way they would consume content on like other social spaces. So it's really evolving from that point. And then your videos and your content show up in multiple spaces on the platform. So it really makes it a lot easier for you to like be discovered and for you to grow. So those are some of the things that I think are like really valuable about it.
That was good. A lot of the same. I think as an influencer, your community is looking for you to share anyway. And I know I love Amazon. I order groceries on Amazon. I order fashion on Amazon. I order skincare. I order all of the things, honey. So I'm using it anyway, so why not share? Because we're sharing anyway. It's a part of what being an influencer is. It's just sharing, you know, your favorites and things that you use day to day. In my influencer lane, it would be more so fashion and beauty, even things for my daughter. And so because I'm ordering anyway, I'm going to use it anyway. Of course, why not share? I do love the idea of the storefront, so everything is in one place, but I specifically like to use the idea list and the fact that I can put together an idea list. Like I recently did one for wedding guest dresses. A lot of my community was asking about that. So I put together an idea list, and you can use a direct link to that list to say, hey girl, I just put together this list. Here's the link. So they don't even have to sift through the storefront. They can go directly to that link or directly to, you know, of course, the product. But if you want to kind of put together a collection, you can do that, as well as, of course, the live videos, content as far as photos, and even video content as well. I like the fact that we can create that on Amazon as well as your own socials, but I like the fact that we can create that on Amazon specifically because I have grown a community of people that just found me on Amazon. So I think that it's a great way to grow as an influencer and a great way to serve your community as well.
Nice. Another question that kind of goes back to what you're both saying. How have you both worked with the Amazon influencer program, and why are you a part of it?
Again, I love Amazon. So, you know, hearing that they have an influencer program was right up my alley because I already love it. I already use it, and I was sharing things anyway. So I was already kind of sharing a little bit before I became an influencer. So it was just natural for me to apply to be a part of the program. And since I've been a part of the program, it has definitely helped, not only financial wise, but my audience now kind of looks for me to share things I found on Amazon because I now have a thing about my weekly finds. So they look forward to it as well. But I already use it. So it was just like, why not?
Yeah, it was very similar. I actually applied to the Amazon program, influencer program 3 times. Third time's a charm. Finally got accepted on my third try. But one of the reasons why I wanted to be a part of it was because I was seeing like a lot of other influencers that I follow use it, especially like YouTubers, especially, you know, YouTubers would always put like the Amazon links in their caption. And people just had a lot of success and a lot of really good things to say. Again, because I was a very frequent Amazon shopper, and I knew like all of like my friends and family were, people were always asking me like for product recommendations, you know, and to get really specific at the product level. So to the point Nita was making, you, instead of just linking your storefront all the time, you can just link the product, and it just makes it super easy for people to swipe up and go find exactly what they're looking for. So I just feel like it's just, Amazon just is already woven into like your everyday life, everyday shopping behavior. So it just makes a lot of sense. And I would say like across all of the affiliate kind of programs that I've been a part of, Amazon has been like the most valuable from like a conversion, traffic, audience building standpoint.
And it's easy to use. So
Very, very.
Yeah, so for those in the audience, you've heard us mention storefronts, which is a huge part of the program and what influencers populate and link to often, as both Chanel and Nita have mentioned. So let's walk you through what the storefront looks like and how to navigate it. Chanel, can you share your screen and walk us through your storefront and how you organized it?
Yeah. Can you see it now? I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so mine is basically called Chanel's Glow Shop. So for anybody that like doesn't follow me or doesn't know, my platform, I call myself like, well, my community started calling me the Glow Experts. I just sort of embraced that. And I started my platform talking about like skin health and being able to find products that really contributed to you being able to maximize the level of like stability in your skin and kind of capture that luminosity and glow. So originally when I built my shop a couple years ago, it was all about skincare. So I thought about when I go in like a Sephora and Ulta, what am I frustrated about from like the shopping experience there versus what works really well. And so the things that I pulled out were like, I want to be able to like know like what are the best products, moisturizer products. So I kind of created like a moisturizer aisle, a sun care and skin protection aisle. So every kind of skincare category essentially got its own aisle, and I would build a list around that. So like if we just click on, let's see, if I go down here, the mask aisle. So basically what I have here is like my favorite skincare mask. So you don't have to now you don't have to ask me like, Chanel, can you make a recommendation? You can just go directly to this mask aisle. And it's basically here. I love that you can like put a caption, which basically outlines like, these are my favorite masks for your skin needs, from hydration to pore control to like overall glow, acne, and even tone skin. So there's a mask in here for each one of those like benefits that you may be seeking out. Then I started to kind of build it out a little bit more. So I became a new mom, had a baby. I got tons of other new moms asking me like, girl, what do I need for like my pregnancy? What are some of like, the favorite things that you have for like skin? I'm like having like all these like outbreaks from all these hormonal changes, or what are your favorite products for Madison? So what I basically did was, again, I just kind of kept iterating on my shop, and it basically expanded into now include like pregnancy, postpartum, and baby things. So what I love most about this was that I could continue to kind of evolve my storefront in a way that made sense for my audience. So every time they would ask me about a specific product or whatever I felt like I was getting a lot of questions on, I built a shop or aisle around that. A lot of people wanted to be like, how can I like redecorate my bathroom? What are some of the things that you'd recommend to like kind of like make your bathroom feel a little bit more luxurious? So I created a shop for that. So essentially my glow shop is basically like tons of different categories where I'm curating my favorite products that I know work really well. Most of these I've ordered myself. And essentially people can kind of come to this as a one-stop shop.
Another question for you on that, and thanks for showing us this, is how often do you update your storefront, and how often would you say you link to it?
So it depends. In the beginning, when I was building it out, I would say for the first year, I was probably adding a new shop maybe every couple of weeks based on what people were telling me. Because in skincare and beauty, there's always new products that come to the market. I kind of make sure I'm staying on top of like what's new and fresh. So I would say now I'm got to the point where it's pretty stable. So I'll update it maybe like once every 3 to 4 weeks. But before I was updating it like a couple times a week. So that I would say, once I got all the categories kind of filled out, then it's just about continuing to add items to those categories that make sense, unless I feel like I'm getting like a ton of questions about a brand new category. And I gave the example of like the pregnancy, postpartum, and baby one. Another one that came up was like Mother's Day. So I started thinking about like, what are some of the shoppable moments that people are looking to buy gifts for. It's like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, those sort of occasions. And I would build shops around that as well. So just trying to like always be ahead of what I felt like my community might be interested in or might need, and then curate a shop around that so that every time they come, they're discovering something that's kind of for them.
Nice. So you both talked about, or we mentioned, you being mothers, being busy, being creators, and content creators as well. How do you update your storefront? I think, Nita, I'll pass it to you. Have you had experience uploading content? Do you do it mainly on desktop, or would you say you do more updates on the go?
I do it both depending on what I'm doing. So the last thing that I did on Amazon was I do upload a lot of photos to Amazon, and I do that as I create content over on Instagram. So if I have a post of everything that's Amazon, I not only do I upload the post, then if I use my phone to upload it to Amazon, because again, it's easy. And then when I go live on Amazon, I use my phone as well. When I create lists, I like to use my desktop just because I have a bigger view, but I can do it both ways. And I think it's pretty simple doing it both ways. So I can kind of walk you guys through uploading some stuff.
Okay, nice.
Upload some content. And like I said, it's very easy. I am not a tech girl. Like, I like easy, simple, and that's what I love about Amazon's platform. So this is my storefront here. And you see this create content in yellow. That's how you upload anything to Amazon. And I'll just do this drop down. Click this drop down here. You can post a photo or video. You can do an idea list, which is how we create those shops that Chanel had on hers. And then you can do your live stream if you choose to go live. But everything comes from that yellow button. And it literally looks the same when you do it on your phone. So again, it's very simple, very easy. Now, I did upload this backdrop because it's the same on my YouTube channel. So that background is what I have on my YouTube channel. So I just uploaded it there. I didn't do anything special, girl. Don't ask me how. So, but the title of mine just says plus size fashion, beauty, and lifestyle, because that's my platform. And then I know Amazon just rearranged the storefront. So now at the top, we have the live stream, which I love, because before people were saying they had a hard time finding them. So I do like the fact that they put them up top. And then, of course, ideas list. I think I told you guys, people were asking me about wedding guest ideas. So I have my list here. And I like the fact that you can always go and share the list straight from here. If you click that, it'll give you, it says share this list, and you can do the link or whatever. Also, if you're looking to share an individual item or the list, you can just go right up here. And again, it's the same. I'm trying to think if this is the same on the phone. Yeah, it is the same on the phone. You click the text and you copy this and send that to whoever you're sending it to. So again, it's very easy, not a lot of steps, which I love. So you can do it on the go. Also, if you want to save something to your list, like if you're perusing Amazon, I'll just click on these same shoes since I was already in here. What you'll want to do is, and it looks the same on your phone, you'll see underneath where you buy it, it has add to list. And you scroll down, and these are all the lists you created, whether they're private or not. But these here, add to your idea list. I'll click, I already put it in the wedding guest dresses. I click that, and then it's automatically saved to that list. But that's how you add items to the list, if you were kind of wondering how to do that. But again, it's very simple. And then also, if you wanted to share this individual item, while we're on that item, I just click text, and you can copy and paste this link, or you can also, if you want to do an image, you can select, all of that. But like I said, I'm very simple. So I just do text, I copy this, you can literally click get link, it'll copy it, and you can send it to whoever you're looking to send it to. So that's how we build the list. And I just like that it's very simple. Also, these are the photos that I've added. Sometimes I'll do a collage, sometimes I do photos if I've taken them myself, or if my photographer took them, and I'll add them there. And again, we do that by clicking create content. You add your video, and then once you add your photo, it'll give you the option to go in and add the individual items. And again, you would just, if you want to send this piece out, you click that text link, it'll do the link for you. You can send it out. Again, very simple, which I love. And yeah, did that answer?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, thank you. Another question for you all is, have you found the program to be a lucrative source of income so far? And if so, or not if so, but what are some highlights and key takeaways that you've gotten from the Amazon Influencer Program in the last year?
Absolutely. As far as if it's lucrative, but I did find, I started off as an associate, and in all honesty, I was like, oh, well, maybe I won't share that much, and I didn't. And I did find that it works when I work it, meaning when I actually share links, people are like, oh, okay, cool. But I didn't really share at first, in all honesty. But once I started to share, then people, would start asking me also about other things on Amazon. So it's been very lucrative, and it's just been a good, not only a source of revenue, but also just a source of me being able to provide more value to my audience.
I completely agree. I feel like it's exactly what you said, Nita. You get out what you put in. So if this is like the primary platform that you really want to build a community around, that you want to engage, it's also very easy to drive traffic to Amazon from other platforms. So I always think, like, if you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, if you're on YouTube, it's so easy to just, put the links there, either through your stories, through your real content, your TikTok content, and just get people to come over to Amazon to kind of shop everything that you've curated. So I'm still an associate. I haven't moved over to the influencer side of the business, but it's just been, it's a fun tool. It's easy. It's one of those things where you make money in your sleep. And so people can always find your storefront. They know that it's always going to be available to them 24/7. And that's great too. If you've got like global followers, people that live in like other regions, and you're kind of, you want to focus on there, because literally Amazon delivers across the world, and you have a lot more limitations, like I would say, with other platforms in terms of that. So it's been great. It's been lucrative. And I do think you can build a really strong business about it if you invest your time and energy into it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you both for answering. I want to shift to the importance of community because that's something that you all just touched on and how you've both built an authentic community online. So Chanel, I'll start with you. What are some tools that you've utilized to grow your community while nurturing your existing one?
So I would say social media has definitely been like a slow and steady for me. I've focused a lot more on engaging and getting to know my community, and then a lot of the growth has just kind of come from that authenticity and that connection. It's come from like my followers sharing my page with like their girlfriends, supportive relationships I've built with other influencers, creating content that's kind of been designed around what my community says that they want or they need. And then kind of being intentional about brand partnerships as well, like not partnering with brands for the sake of partnership, but because I really believe in like their values or what they stand for. I know their products are, they're going to produce the right sort of results. So I know that no one's going to be wasting their money on it. The things that I found beneficial from like an engagement standpoint have been, and this is just me talking about like from platform to platform. It's been like polls, Q&A, comments, and DMs. I feel like this really helps you stay in tune with like your audience so that when you're creating your content and when you're kind of designing your creative process, you're always ensuring that you're catering to your audience, whether that's like you creating content organically just for your page or whether that's through brand partnerships. I feel like I always ask my community on like a consistent basis, like, what do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? I do those Q&As so that they can get to know me better and so that I can make recommendations that I feel like are much more aligned with their interests, hence the curation of what my Amazon list look like on my storefront. If there's a product question from the Q&A, I can link directly to that product on Amazon. And they may even get that product the same day because we know Amazon like don't play no games with that 5 to 10 delivery timeline. Right. So I feel like hashtags are good because they actually help people discover you if they're looking for something in particular. And then video content to me is gold. Video content gets your page in front of way more eyes. And that's what every single platform and from Amazon to IG to TikTok to YouTube, that is what they are pushing out. And that seems to be kind of like the most valuable stream. So I would say like I'm always, consistently linking my Amazon storefront to my link in bio or, Linktree or whatever it is that you decide to use. And then I link my storefronts and specific products to like IG stories or any other platform that I'm using to kind of promote it. So I would just say like growing community and nurturing community just really is really about you kind of pouring into them. I try not to get too caught up in like the number of followers. I really feel like engagement means so much more. And somebody that's got a small following can have like a much broader power of influence just based on how well they've engaged and built their community.
Okay. Nita, what about you? Anything to add there?
As far as growth, thankfully, I enjoy video, which is the leading type of content that grew my platforms, but it's the type of content that I enjoy creating. So definitely video as far as growth. And then I also think just keeping in mind that it's not about me. The goal is to provide helpful, valuable content to my community. So at least for me. So I just try to make sure, is this helpful? Is it providing value, or is it funny? Is it relatable? Whatever way that it can help my audience, I think that's what helps to grow, but not only grow, but it helps you to continue to connect with your audience. Because I do think sometimes when you're following someone online or looking at someone online, there can be a disconnect or like I hate to use the term celebrity, but I don't know another word for it, or just like they're so far removed from me. So I think just kind of sharing authentically and, helps you to just kind of more grow a deeper relationship and a bond with your audience. And so that way, when you do share content, whether it's something affiliate linked or sponsored or organic, it still feels like, oh, that's my homegirl from around the corner. It's not like, oh, it's this person way over there that I just cannot relate to. I think just keeping in mind that it's about them and how can it serve them, or like I said, just even brighten their day or be funny, or how can we just continue the conversation. I try to think about that with my content. And like I said, video definitely, because it is the thing I know that most platforms are pushing. And then like I said, for me, I just enjoy video, so it's hand in hand for me.
Yes, another question for you all. Has participating in the program opened any additional doors, whether that's brand partnerships or other opportunities since you've been a member?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the first brand partnerships I got was with Ren Skincare, and it was to go live on Amazon during, I think Amazon had like a beauty week. So it was like one week where brands and influencers were connecting on the Amazon platform to do different live streams that were kind of celebrating, beauty products and the beauty community. That opened up a huge door for me to do partnerships with them on like an ongoing basis. And then we just recently did a very specialized partnership where like I curated a kit and all of the branding, we partnered together, like my name and my platform and everything was all integrated into the design. And so I would say like that kind of in a way started on Amazon and then grew so much larger. So in a lot of ways, like Amazon has been very, very beneficial and kind of opening the door for me to solidify partnerships that turned into more partnerships.
I've been approached by some brands that I guess are on Amazon. I haven't fully partnered with any just yet, but I do partner frequently with Amazon themselves with the fashion program. So it's definitely opened the door for that.
Okay. And I'm going to shift a little bit because I know we're running light on time. So a question for you, I know we have a lot of people in the audience who are probably interested in getting started. What inspired you to say, I see the value in this, let me sign up and start? Because I know there's some people who probably want to start a side hustle as a creator or thinking about starting as an influencer, but may not have the followers yet. So they're thinking they should wait. What would be your advice to them?
Just do it. If that's what you just do it. If that's what you want to do, if it's in your heart, do it. And then I always say, when it comes to being an influencer, I always bring it back to how is this helpful? Because it's not about me. What value am I bringing to my audience? What do I want to show them? Or again, if it's entertaining purposes or whatever the thing is, I always say, what is the end goal and how can we work backwards towards that? But if it's something that you want to do, if it's on your heart to do, I say just do it, you owe it to yourself to try. What's the worst that can happen? Nobody follows you. Okay. And and then I also would say, just don't focus on the numbers, focus on connection, because especially when it comes to stuff like this, when it comes to the money, where the money resides, what matters is, can you actually get people to convert? Do people believe you? Do people trust you? And that comes with time of genuinely showing up, doing whatever you're doing. Like I said, whether it's sharing something or sharing your own story or being entertaining or whatever you're doing, it comes over time. And then over time, people do learn to like, know, and trust you. And then when you say, hey, I bought this on Amazon, they're like, oh, okay, we can believe her and we're going to go buy it because we know that she's not just selling us any old thing. We know her, we trust her, we like her, we believe her because she's poured into us. She's giving us valuable information, or she's, done whatever you're doing. And so it's a journey, but I would just say you owe it to yourself to try and not to focus on the numbers starting out. That will come. Just focus on actually nurturing the people that you do have.
I literally like plus 1,000 to that. I couldn't agree more. I feel like it's easy to kind of look around and compare your growth to like other creators. I feel like, social media kind of creates that sort of energy. And I've even found myself do it. I'll look at another creator who maybe doesn't look like me, but like creates similar content as me. And I'll ask myself sometimes, like, how are they growing like so much quicker than I am? And like, we're doing so many of the same things. But what I ultimately found was that none of that comparison was helpful. And as a creator, you have to really just trust that you've already carved out your own lane. You've got to trust in the community that you're building and that you've already built. And you just kind of got to focus on growing that and just continue to take up space together. I think I mentioned this earlier. Engagement means so much more. Like if the goal is I want to do more brand partnerships, I want to drive more monetization. Engagement means more to brands than followers, like a million times over. So I would just say like, keep taking up space, keep doing, you got to love it too. Cause I think that you end up spending so much time on this platform, like trying to kind of grow and engage, and you get out what you put in, like hands down. So my biggest piece of advice is get started, do it, be patient with yourself, be consistent, and don't be afraid. It's really easy. Like the biggest thing that I hear from people is like they're intimidated or they're afraid to be vulnerable. You got to be authentically you. I feel like that's the only way to be and to really grow in this space. People see past you like superficialness like very, very easy. They see past things that like are disingenuous very easily. Be yourself, show up for your community. They will pour as much into you, if not more, as you pour into them.
And my last question before we go into the Q&A is, what made you stick with the Amazon Influencer Program? So I know you both built your communities from the ground up with the support and then eventually becoming more popular. But in the beginning, it can be a bit tougher. So what made you stick with it?
For me, it was the feedback from my audience. I started more so with the lives on Amazon first before I actually used the storefront, because I think I told you guys I like video, and I thought it would be fun because I do fashion content. I do a lot of YouTube and reels and stuff. And I said, oh, it'd be fun to try the stuff on live, and my audience really enjoyed that. So before the money came in, even just their feedback from the lives, and they anticipated them, and they also, my audience enjoys seeing it on a curvy woman, on someone who, looks like them, or just someone who doesn't necessarily look like the model. So again, value. So that's what encouraged me to continue to show up when I didn't feel like it, because honey, it's a lot of work. And also when, the money wasn't coming in just yet, because I was kind of getting started on the influencer portion of Amazon. So the feedback from my audience.
Yeah. Same. I was always getting a lot of the same questions, especially as my audience grew and people were less familiar with like the resources that I had kind of set up. Amazon makes it easier to like build that infrastructure, and then once it's built, it just kind of, it runs itself in a lot of ways. So it makes it really easy for me as an influencer to always direct people there. So whenever I would get like a question, again, my biggest thing is like, I want to have that one-on-one connection with my audience. I want to engage them, get to know them, talk to them as much as I can. And if they ever have a question, I want to always make sure I have an answer or a recommendation, to meet them in that, because that's, I feel like, the value that they are getting out of following me. And so because I always had all of these Amazon storefronts created, it's always been so easily for me to just lift and drop that to them. And the feedback from them is always like, you made it so easy for me. I know exactly where to go. I found exactly what I was looking for. I tried some products, and they give me feedback, and then I can go and update my actual, like, I call them shelves. I know that they're like lists, but I kind of think of them as like store shelves. So I can now go and update the shelf based on their like, girl, I'm sorry, but that product just really didn't work well for me. Like, maybe you don't want to keep that product there, or to be like, this worked amazing. And that's something that I can now share what, their feedback was with the rest of the community, in case that's also something that they're looking for, but just hadn't got around to asking me. I just feel like it's just like you can build a really good foundation on Amazon that would like never really give me a reason to like walk away from it.
Yes, thank you guys for answering those questions. I'm going to move into Q&A to take some that have come in through the chat. So we'll get started there. Is there a link, and this is something I can answer, is there a link to instructions on how to create an Amazon storefront? Can anyone create an Amazon storefront, or do you have to qualify? So you can apply to join the program on amazon.com/influencers, but we also have directions on that page at the bottom. There's a link to the Amazon Influencer Education Hub. So that's amazon.com/influencers, and then just scroll to the bottom. A question for Nita and Danielle. I love my shop, though I do wish it was easy to add affiliate links to Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Are there any hacks to make it easy?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? You said, are there any hacks to make it easier to do what?
To add shop links to your social pages.
I use, in my bio on Instagram, I use the Milkshake app. I know there's Linktree, etc. You can actually link your storefront in the bio. I've seen people do that. I use my storefront over on YouTube. In my description box, I put it there. It's on every video. And then every Sunday I do a weekly roundup. So of the top things, or even my Amazon finds, I put it in stories as well. So you can link it in all of those places. But as far as socials in your bio, you can use something like a link tree or something to like simplify, or you can link your Amazon storefront directly.
Another question, how do you engage with the shoppers? So this person said, I know it's possible in an Amazon live stream, but is there another way?
The only way I know to engage with shoppers is when I was doing Amazon lives. Other than that, if a person had a question about something on Amazon, they usually DM me and just say, hey, what do you think about this? Or, hey, I'm looking to get this. They normally just send me a DM. I don't know if Amazon has a way for people to message you directly through their platform.
I don't believe so, because I've never come across that either. It's always live comments or.
So I would just utilize whatever. If you're on TikTok, I think they can DM you there, Instagram, and your other platforms.
Okay. How did you grow your community offsite and help your followers want to move over to both your Amazon page and drive to actually make a purchase?
I think you have to just be kind of consistent in like the behavior that you have with them. So what I would always do is Instagram is different now in terms of like what they allow you to unlock as like a creator, but it used to be like you had to wait until you got 10,000 followers to unlock like being able to do the swipe up links. And so I basically built out my link in bio in that way, where I would link my Amazon storefront, take a screenshot, put it in my stories and say like, make sure you go and press the follow button so that you can follow me on my Amazon storefront. That way, anytime you go on the app, and I did like a video tutorial to show them how they can access my storefront from the Amazon app or from the Amazon website. And so it's just like being just very repetitive about that, so that people, every time there were new folks that came to my page, they would know how to do that. And then another good thing is you can make a story, if you're on IG, you make a story highlight, and you can always direct new people to that highlight and say that maps out everything for you that I have like available on my storefront. So I think it's just like kind of getting creative with always ensuring that you're mentioning your storefront, and then you're driving traffic, and you have, maybe you're doing a post or you're doing those highlights so that people are always coming across it in some way.
Okay. Another question that I saw come through. What's a good number of times to go live on Amazon a month?
Nita, I'll let you answer that.
I don't know if there's a good number per se. I did Amazon lives once a week and I got burnt out. I'm just being very honest with you, because it's a lot, in addition to, because I create content full time. So I got YouTube videos, TikTok videos, Instagram, there's videos everywhere, honey. I just can't. So I would say to start with what you can consistently keep up with, because what I have learned is when you say, hey, I'm going live on Amazon Monday at 12 p.m. Central, people are going to look for you to show up on Monday at 12 p.m. Central. So I would say to start with whatever you can be consistent with. If that's once a month, if that's once a week, if that's every other week, start there and then work your way up. But when I first started, I did go live once a week, I think it was Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central. But people was like, hey, they was looking for it. So I would say start with whatever you can be consistent with, and then work your way up from there. Don't set this high bar. So if you can do once a week, that would be great. But if you can do once a month, I would prefer for you to do once a month and consistently show up than to say, oh, I'm gonna go live every week or every other day, and you don't do it.
Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
Okay.
Another question for Nita in regards to hauls. How did you budget for hauls when you first started out?
Baby, listen, when I first started, I started off as a hairstylist. So I had business credit. I had a business credit card, and I would allot myself a certain amount. What was it? Maybe $250 a month or something to buy. But actually, I'll take that back. When I first started, I actually did not. I started creating fashion content using my closet. Moving forward, when I did get a budget, I just used my card, and then from there, it's an actual business expense. But when I first started, I used the things that I had out of my closet, and then I took that $250 a month, and I actually just got pieces to go with stuff I already had. So I didn't focus on buying complete full outfits. I focused on kind of adding pieces to what I already had in my wardrobe to kind of make that money stretch. But if you're just starting out and you don't have a budget, use the items you have and find links for things that are similar. Don't go into debt trying to do this. No, don't do that. Just use what you have and find links to items that are similar that your consumers can shop. Or also, I've learned that I don't have to have every new thing and I don't have to try on everything. Give them ideas. I like to do like a this or that, or I like to say, I'll just start a conversation like, what do y'all think about this? Have y'all heard this is new? They have this new line. Do y'all like it? Hey, this is my Amazon cart for this week. I share those on Sundays as well. What's in my cart? What am I looking at? What I will wear to this. So you don't always have to buy new things as well. You can just share your finds.
Okay, that's great advice. How do both of you make your storefront stand out?
I don't know that I make mine stand out, if I'm being very honest. I just try to have a plethora of content that they can come and enjoy and peruse and try to make it easy. I know I need to go and rearrange it since they've changed it, but I just try to make it functional. I think Chanel's looks beautiful as far as, how organized it is. I'm taking some notes, but I think that's it, just making sure it's organized for people to use, or literally using those links to say, hey, this is this idea list, this is that idea list.
Yeah, Again, I just mapped it out based on what I felt like I wanted my online shopping experience to be. And I tried to really recreate, like, if I was in a store, like how would I shop aisle by aisle, or would I shop like product category by product category? And literally, like, I would get people, again, like, I'm a huge fan of like ask your audience what they want, ask your audience what they need, and then build around that. And so I felt like I have designed my Amazon storefront like for my community, for the people who follow me, not like maybe not for somebody that's like gonna discover me, if that makes sense. So in terms of like, I didn't go into it with like, how can I make it stand out? I went into it, how can I make it easily shoppable for the folks that I'm catering to.
And one final question for both of you. Are there certain categories of products that tend to perform better on your storefronts?
I think that would depend on your niche. I know for me, fashion is always going to be the top performer of anything. And that's for all platforms, because that's the core base of my audience. Outside of that, surprisingly, it's home. And I don't really share a lot of home, but just like gadgets that I'm using, or something for my daughter, surprisingly. So like, I think a couple of weeks ago, I shared a chopper thing. Very random, but that was one of the highest performers. So just those random things that you buy and you share just on a whim, because I don't do cooking content, but I was just like, y'all, this is so neat. Did you know they made those? I think I'm behind. And so, so I would just say, depending on what people look to you for, and for me, it's fashion that performs best always.
Yeah. So because I would say like 80% of my storefront is like beauty related, it's usually higher end products. I would say like luxury beauty actually does really well on my platform. Especially because like if you buy something from like a Sephora or an Ulta, it may take 5 to 7 business days to get to you. You buy it on Amazon, it may show up the same day. And I think people now have like adjusted to that mindset. So that works pretty well. Also, like to Anita's point, home decor. So I have there was one time I posted like this glass jewelry box. Sold like so many units of that, like not even thinking that people saw me. Like I was like doing a live of my bedroom, and everybody kept asking me, what's that jewelry box? It was like some $20 jewelry box. I linked it did numbers. And then from like a home decor standpoint, it was really about bathroom decor. So what are some of the things that I can add in my bathroom to make it like more luxurious, or make it feel a little bit more like chic or like home. And a lot of like the bathroom organizers and those sorts of things do really well too.
Thank you. Thank you both for answering that question and all the questions that we've had so far. I want to thank you, Nita, for participating. Thank you, Chanel. Thank you for everyone in the chat who's been talking and joined us today. Thank you, Creative Collective NYC, for co-hosting this webinar with us. At Amazon, we strive to become Earth's most desired destination for commerce influencers and their content, to be a place where influencers can monetize their unique skills and passions through commerce while inspiring inspiring the next generation of Amazon customers and helping brands expand their reach. We hope you keep this in mind as you consider joining the Amazon Influencer Program. You can always visit amazon.com/influencers to learn more about what we've touched on today. The Creative Collective NYC will be sending out a post-event survey to see how you enjoyed the event and to give you an opportunity to share your information with us if you want to learn more about the program. Don't forget to share your experience today with us on social. Be sure to tag us on Instagram at Amazon Influencer Program and at the CCNY. Thank you again to everyone for being here tonight, and we hope you have a good evening.
Yes, and everybody go start a storefront or apply to start one.
Right?
Thanks, everyone.